Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've been following the latest developments from the Canada Revenue Agency and the federal government, then you might have seen the headlines and heard the rumors that have been flooding social media and online forums. A $5,000 CPP direct deposit could be coming soon. That's right, $5,000 straight into your bank account. Canadians are buzzing with excitement, confusion, and a fair bit of skepticism. But what's the real story here? Is this just a rumor, or has the CRA actually revealed something big that will impact Canadian retirees and seniors? Today, we're breaking it all down. In this video, we're going to look at the facts behind the viral $5,000 CPP payment rumors, explain what the CRA and Service Canada have officially said, and dig deep into the reasons why some Canadians have already received lump sum payments around that amount. We'll also explore who might be eligible for these large deposits, how retroactive CPP works, what you can do to check your own payment status, and whether there's a chance that an official one-time payment could still happen in the near future. So make sure to stick around till the end. We've got a lot to unpack. Let's start with where all this excitement began. Over the past few weeks, social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube have been flooded with claims that the federal government is about to deposit $5,000 into Canadians' bank accounts through the Canada Pension Plan. Some of these posts even showed screenshots of bank statements, CRA documents, and payment notifications. Naturally, this sent thousands of Canadians scrambling to check their accounts, call Service Canada, and search online for more information. After all, with the cost of living still sky high, groceries more expensive than ever, and many seniors struggling to make ends meet, the idea of an unexpected $5,000 payment is more than just welcome. It feels like a lifeline. But is it real? Did the CRA actually announce a $5,000 deposit for CPP recipients? Here's what we've confirmed. The Canada Revenue Agency and Employment and Social Development Canada, the departments responsible for administering the Canada Pension Plan, have not issued a broad-based $5,000 payment to all CPP recipients. There is no new program officially titled $5,000 CPP Direct Deposit. So where is all this coming from? As it turns out, there's a very real and interesting explanation behind these large payments that some Canadians are receiving. The truth is, what we're seeing isn't a new one-time bonus, but rather a combination of retroactive CPP payments, late application deposits, and back payments for eligible recipients. And in many of these cases, the amount being deposited is landing right around that viral number, $5,000. So while not everyone is receiving it, and it's not technically a new benefit, it is absolutely real for those who qualify under specific conditions. Let's break it down. Under existing Canada Pension Plan rules, if you delay applying for your CPP retirement benefits, you could be eligible to receive up to 11 months' worth of retroactive payments. That's part of the standard CPP structure. For example, if you waited almost a year before applying for your CPP and your monthly payment was supposed to be around $1,000, the government may issue you a one-time retroactive deposit of nearly $11,000. Now, that amount would be taxed, and it could be lower depending on when you applied, but the point is clear. It's entirely possible to receive a surprise deposit of $5,000 or more if you've delayed your application. But that's just one scenario. There are other reasons why Canadians are receiving lump sum CPP deposits. For instance, if there was a delay in processing your CPP application, or if you transitioned from CPP disability benefits to CPP retirement benefits, you might be eligible for back pay. These payments are meant to cover the months or even years where you were underpaid due to administrative delays or system backlogs. And with Service Canada still working through a post-pandemic backlog of benefit applications and adjustments, these kinds of corrections are becoming increasingly common. In some cases, the CRA and Service Canada are also recalculating CPP amounts based on updated earnings records. If, for example, new income information from past years was added to your record, perhaps from self-employment, part-time work, or missed T4 slips, your average pensionable earnings could increase. That, in turn, could boost your monthly CPP payment. And if those increases are retroactive, you'd receive a one-time catch-up payment to cover the months you were underpaid. We also need to consider situations involving survivor benefits. If your spouse or partner passed away and you applied late for the CPP survivor's pension, or if there were delays in your application being processed, you could be issued a large back payment as well. Similarly, some Canadians are eligible for the CPP death benefit, a one-time payment of up to $2,500, which may be combined with other benefits to create a much larger deposit. Another lesser-known payment that can lead to confusion is the post-retirement benefit PRB. If you are already receiving CPP but continue to work and make contributions, you are eligible to receive additional payments through the PRB. These payments are typically added gradually each year, but due to processing delays or missed records, they can occasionally be issued in bulk. Again, this might lead to one-time deposits that seem unusually high, sometimes exceeding $5,000 depending on the case. So as you can see, while there's no universal $5,000 CPP deposit being sent to every Canadian, there are legitimate, system-driven payments that are reaching or exceeding that amount. And it's all perfectly legal, perfectly normal, and in some cases, long overdue. But it also highlights the importance of staying informed and keeping track of your benefit status. Now, if you're wondering whether you might be eligible for one of these large payments, here's what you can do. First, log into your My Service Canada account online. This is your best tool for seeing up-to-date information about your CPP payments, contribution history, and benefit applications. If you've applied recently, or if you suspect there may have been a delay, you may already see a retroactive payment listed there or a scheduled deposit date for one. Next, review your application timeline carefully. If you applied late for your CPP retirement benefits, make sure the retroactive payment period matches the delay. The maximum is 11 months, but some people mistakenly assume they're not eligible for back pay simply because they didn't ask for it. The government is supposed to calculate it automatically, but it never hurts to double-check. You should also take a look at your T4AP tax slips from the CRA. These documents show your annual CPP income, including any lump sum payments. If the amount on your tax slip is much higher than expected, that's a good sign that you may have received back payments. Now, we do need to talk about taxes. As tempting as it is to celebrate a $5,000 direct deposit, don't forget that CPP payments are considered taxable income, including lump sums. This means that your retroactive payment could push your income into a higher tax bracket for the year, resulting in more owed taxes when you file. The CRA generally withholds a portion of large deposits automatically, but depending on your tax situation, you may owe more or possibly qualify for a refund if they withheld too much. There is, however, a helpful tool called the T1198 form. If you received a retroactive payment that applies to past years, this form allows your accountant or tax preparer to spread that income across those years. It doesn't always reduce your tax owing, but it can help in cases where the lump sum would otherwise distort your income unfairly. So, we've covered the origin of the $5,000 CPP rumor, who's actually receiving these payments, how they're calculated, and what steps you can take to make sure you're not missing out. But let's wrap up with one last question. Is there any possibility that the federal government will introduce an official, one-time $5,000 CPP bonus in the future? Well, while there's no such program currently announced, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Remember, back in 2021, the federal government did issue a one-time $500 payment to seniors receiving old age security. There have also been multiple top-ups to the GST/HST credit in response to inflation, some of which reached $467 or more per person. And as we head into another federal election cycle, and with affordability still dominating the headlines, there's always the political incentive to introduce targeted cash payments. Seniors remain one of the largest and most influential voting groups in Canada, and with many of them facing tough financial decisions daily, choosing between heating and groceries, medication and transportation, it wouldn't be surprising if politicians once again pushed for a direct financial relief program tied to CPP or OAS. But until that happens, the only way to unlock a big CPP deposit is through the existing rules: retroactive payments, survivor benefits, death benefits, or PRBs. These are not new programs, but they are powerful tools for ensuring Canadians get every dollar they've earned over a lifetime of contributions. So, if there's one takeaway from today's video, it's this: check your statements, review your application dates, and don't be afraid to ask questions. You might just discover that you're eligible for more than you thought. And while it might not be a viral $5,000 payment, it could be the financial boost you've been waiting for. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends or family members who might also be wondering about these mysterious CPP deposits. And of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because we'll be keeping a close eye on any new announcements from the CRA and the federal government. Got a question about your CPP payment? Or maybe you've already received a surprise deposit and want to share your story? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay informed, stay safe, and take good care.